We've seen previously that it's very easy to create a cutwork needle line by making an ordinary running stitch line, doing a right click to edit the properties and checking the create cutwork needle line option, either 2 or 4 needles. You may also want to add a running stitch line before the cutwork needle line in order to secure the top fabric to the backing fabric. This will help the cutwork needles actually cut the fabric. To do so, we just go to the Edit tab, we select the object, make a copy of it, paste it back in again, and now I'm just going to zoom in to show you a new trick. You can see that the pasted in object has actually come in a little bit offset from the original object. For this exercise, it would help if both of them are on top of each other. If we just hit the undo once, you'll see that the objects are still there, but they've been moved back on top of each other. So the pasted object is now sitting directly on top of the original object. I now zoom out. I'll zoom back in to get the best view. Okay, I'm going to select the first object. I'm then going to use the transfer film strip selection to work area function. I'm now going to use the control key to expand the first running stitch line just slightly. A bit too much maybe. Then I'm going to reposition it. So that I have a slight gap in between the two running stitch lines. Okay. Now I can deselect. So I want, of course, the second line to be the cutwork needle line. We can just check the properties of that. I want the first one to be just a running stitch option. That at the moment is a cutwork needle line because I copied the original cutwork needle line, so I'll just turn that off. If I now go up to the live view control, create stitches, and so we can now see that the blue line, running stitch line, and that the yellow line is actually the cutwork needle line. Another good stitch type to use before the cutwork needle line could be a running stitch with zigzag. We can change that running stitch very easily to a running stitch with a zigzag by just selecting, doing a right click, going to the properties, and selecting here double with zigzag return. Now here I'm also going to change the zigzag width. I'm going to increase that to about 1.5. Now go to the create screen and we zoom in to see. You can see we've got a nice zigzag and the running stitch line going through the middle, which will secure that fabric nicely for the cutwork needles. To finish this off, I'd like to add satin stitches over both the pre-cut line and also the Inspire cutwork needle line. To do that, I'm going to use the same trick as I did before. I'm going to select the Inspire cutwork needle object, the last one here. I'm going to push the selection to the work area. I'm then just going to edit, copy that to clipboard, paste it back in. I'm then going to deselect, do one undo, which brings that back on top of the original line. I'm then going to push the selection back to the work area. So now I'm going to enlarge that just a little bit, move it back so it's in between both the pre-cut line and also the Inspira Cutwork needle line. Do a right click, change the properties to a satin line. We go up to the real life view and we can see a nice satin border. Now, to show you how that works, we're just going to go to the Create tab, Edit, copy the embroidery to the clipboard. Up comes our warning about the design optimizer. We're going to say yes to that because we don't want the design optimizer to take out the stitches for the Cutwork needle line. We then go to the stitch editor, paste this in, and then just going to zoom in a little bit, go to the stitch player and play the design. We can now see the pre-Cutwork needle line going down. Now the Cutwork needle line goes down. Now the underlay for the satin border, and finally the nice satin stitches to finish off.